I know you're going to bristle when I read the first sentence of this next.
Okay, I don't think you know me well enough.
Josh Reynolds is trash.
Yeah, right. Yep. No, you know me well.
This text goes on to say, anybody inside the organization or in the draft will be just as good or even better than Josh Reynolds. Reynolds benefited from the environment of Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the number one tight end, Laporta, and the number one offensive line and the number one running back duo in the league. Don't believe me? Look at what Jamal Williams has done in New Orleans after record-breaking TDs in Detroit.
Well, I think that's an apt comparison going to the running back versus a wide receiver. And, I will say this. His point about the team around him, I'll grant that it's a really good team around him. But I think you're discounting what Josh Reynolds meant to this team. When they traded for him halfway through the first season that this new regime took over, that's when things started to click because he already had a comfort level working with Jared Goff when the two were together with the Rams. And he became a reliable, dependable receiver. Unfortunately, we have the NFC Championship game dancing on our heads, and we downgraded. But Josh Reynolds caught 40 passes last year. 32 of those were for first downs. 5 of them went for touchdowns. So that's a hell of a percentage.
Yep.
Do I think that they can make that up? I do. I think they'll make it up in the aggregate, not necessarily with one wide receiver. I think you're going to see much more of a role for Jamison Williams getting passes. I'm not going to be after watching a couple practices. I am not going to be surprised if Amon-Ra St. Brown improves on his 119 receptions last year. You talk about familiarity and reliability and the guy you have chemistry with. Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown have it. When Jared Goff needs a big play, he's looking for 14 and 14 gets open.
We're also the show that just over a year ago started the. If we were a message board, we would have started a Khalif Raymond appreciation thread.
Right.
And that was when he was the number 4 wide receiver. Now more will be expected as Dan Campbell's anointed him the number 3 wide receiver. I always kind of thought of him as a slot receiver, but they're going to, I guess, play him outside with J-Mo or move Amon-Ra outside a little bit more, but whatever.
Well, here's when you start looking at percentages, right? And Khalif Raymond last year had 35 receptions on 44 targets. They only missed on 9 passes when they targeted Khalif Raymond. Now, to me, that says that this is kind of a check down guy. Option 1 not there, option 2 not there, tight end's not there. Okay, here's Khalif. I got him. Boom.
Yep.
And what a great thing to rely on.
Yep.
That you've got a guy who can get open when others are not, and you have to find some way, somehow, let's do it here and throw it to him. And 14 yards per reception looks pretty good too.